At this point, I don't think there's anyone who hasn't at least heard of Vampire Survivors. A game belonging into its own genre, Vampire Survivors was overwhelmingly well received as a game, and since its launch, it managed to gather over 200,000 overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. And the reason is obvious. The game works perfectly, especially for attention deficit generation. There's pretty colors, satisfying reward systems, and tons of things going on screen at the same time. It's like watching one of those brain rot TikTok videos with Family Guy, Subway Surfers, Minecraft parkour, Reddit storytelling, kinetic sand slime squishing videos. There's just so much going on at the same time to keep your attention, and yet there is so little that you personally have to do besides moving your character slightly and choosing abilities. The game plays for itself mostly really, and it's in a weird limbo between an idle game and an active game, and it's just amusing to think about the fact that Vampire Survivors defined this type of games as a genre, despite Vampire Survivors itself being inspired by another game called Magical Survival that plays essentially the exact same. The only problem with Magic Survival is that it's a mobile game. It never released officially on PC, as far as I know, and the mobile gaming market is very limited. Not in the sense that it lacks an audience or it isn't overabundant in games, rather there's a few mobile games that essentially dominate the scene more than others. But let's move away from that. Today I'm not here to talk about Vampire Survivors or Magic Survival. Today I want to talk about a game obviously inspired from the two, or rather belonging into the same genre, and that is Slime 3K Rise Against Despot, which I will be referring to as Slime 3K from now on for the sake of brevity. Now, Slime 3K plays essentially the exact same as Vampire Survivors and Magic Survival. You start in the middle of the map with little to nothing, and you have to quickly start fending off against hordes of ever-increasingly enemies. The ability system is based on a deck building mechanic. Playing throughout the game, you unlock new abilities, which you can put into your deck. Afterwards, abilities that you will find within the game will be strictly limited to the ones you allocated into your deck, allowing you to essentially create your own archetype in terms of a build. You could go for an AoE ability deck, a targeted shooting deck, or a minion summoning deck, with these abilities having subcategories that can synergize with each other, such as lightning, passive skills, fire damage, food, finance, and so on. The way abilities work is pretty simple really. You defeat enemies, shop stations will appear. Upon approaching a shop, you'll be prompted to buy new abilities or copies of existing ones. You can add something new to your arsenal or buy copies of an ability in order to upgrade it further. You can also sell old abilities that you're considering replacing with other ones, spend money to upgrade the shop, so it will increase its stock and chances of selling higher rank abilities and weapons in the future. Other than that, every gameplay is essentially the same. You kill stuff, you earn money, you spend your money in the store, you are now stronger and can kill more stuff in order to earn more money and spend even more money to get even stronger and kill even more stuff and earn even more money and spend even more money. You get the idea. Every level you are playing, you will notice it's always on a timer. When the clock reaches 0, the level will spawn its final boss. Defeat the boss, and you've essentially won the level. You get rewarded with a bunch of experience that will count towards your slime progression in order to unlock new abilities or cards that you can add to your deck and attempt to find new synergies with. You can also earn DNA points that essentially work as a way to permanently upgrade your slime from the main menu. These upgrades are permanent and will persist throughout levels. But what I personally believe to be the game's main selling point is the graphics. Just look at them. Okay, unexpected surprise here, but I am a sucker for these type of pixel art graphics. And no, I'm not talking about 8-bit Mario or games where enemies and characters are literally comprised of 2 pixels of different colors on screen. I'm talking about this. Pixelated graphics doesn't necessarily mean bad graphics lacking detail, and this game is the proof of that. There's plenty in terms of details and animation that bring a good name to the genre within this game. Each enemy feels unique in its own way. Like, sure, Magic Survival you fight black blobs. Some of them have a red circle in the middle. In Vampire Survivors, you fight bats, skulls, skeletons, zombies, ghosts, mummies, and other creatures of the night. In Slime 3K, you fight a naked guy running towards you trying to punch you in the face. Or, well, the slime. But then the Daleks from Doctor Who appear. Afterwards, it's the exact same naked guy as before, but this time he's pushing a fridge, all while you're being chopped and sliced by guys wielding lightsabers, swords stuck in rocks, or the Dan Dragon Slayer from Berserk. And the bosses? Everything goes really. You realize that when one of the bosses you fight is a cyber samurai, and then the next one is a mutant cabbage. Now, most of the enemies and graphics from this game are reused from another of this developer's earlier games, Despot's game, which is essentially a game that plays like an auto chess. You try to assemble a team of goons in order to defeat increasingly stronger enemies. Now, is this a bad thing that the developer reused previous assets from another one of his games, repurposing them into another game? Absolutely not. In fact, I find it quite impressive. Managing to make use of things from a previous product to create a new product while maintaining a certain level of quality is admirable. And I think this worked both in our favor and their favor. By using pre-designed enemies and entities, the developer was able to dedicate more time to improving the actual game's mechanics, adding a variety of abilities while still maintaining a decent price on the game as well. Yes, the game costs €5 at its full price. For what it offers in terms of quality, replayability, achievements, and humor, I will say that even on a full price, it's definitely worth it. And I think the secret is managing your expectations. Is this a game you will be playing for hundreds and hundreds of hours? No, probably not. In fact, most of the reviews I read on the Steam store seem to gravitate around the 10 to 20 hours mark. Of course, the game is also relatively new. It released on the 31 of October 2024, so there's a chance the people who left those reviews kept playing it afterwards. Still, I don't think this game has much beyond the 30 hours mark. I think that it will be enough to see everything this game has to offer, and in all honesty, it's unlikely you'll play Slime 3K for more than 2 or 3 hours in a row. Probably even less, really. This is the kind of game you play when you got an hour of spare time to kill or simply want to take a quick break from whatever you're doing to get a dopamine rush from pretty colors and hordes of amusing enemies. But so what? For the price of €5, it's not like we can expect more than that, really. In fact, compared to the rest of the games on Steam, I will say that Slime 3K is definitely one of the best ones within this price range. Seriously, there's just far too much garbage on Steam released in a hurry with a low price tag in an attempt for novice and unpassionate game developers to simply try and make a quick buck out of. Now, is there anything else to say about Slime 3K? No, not really. I think I've managed to cover everything that's important about the game, really. Game reviews is not something I do often on this channel, but I'm the type of person that, when it sees something cool, it wants to show it to other people. Because maybe they'll also think it's cool, especially when the cool thing in question is a hidden gem like Slime 3K. A game which I think definitely went a bit under the radar at launch and will deserve a little bit more recognition. With this being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to smash that like button if you did. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think, and subscribe to this channel in order to motivate me to create more content in the future. As always, I would like to extend my thanks to this channel's members. Your support means the world to me, and if you would like to join them and support me and my channel, you can do so through the join button below. With this being said, I will see you in my next video, and I wish you a good night. Bye bye.